Jenni L. Walsh is the USA Today bestselling author of over a dozen books for adults and children. Her latest for middle graders is The Bug Bandits, when a science-loving girl and her friends overhear a plot to rob her dad's insectarium. They embark on a mission to stop the burglary of the museum's rarest insects, Home Alone style. Welcome,
Mhm.
Jenni.
Thank you for having me.
So, this book is a bug themed mystery, heist mystery. It's described as Home Alone meets A Night at the Museum. Now, first of all, are these popular films for your family?
Yes, we watch Home Alone every single Christmas. My kids love it.
It's funny though, I think a lot of people feel like when they watch those movies that they can do that. Like they can catch the bad guy to defend their home in creative ways. Have you ever heard your kids talk in that way?
Oh, yes, they've made schematics. They were completely inspired by the film. So when I was trying to dream up like a book to write, especially for my 9-year-old who's a reluctant reader, I was like, okay, we're doing Home Alone because he can't say no to that.
That's so smart. And it's true, that is very much a reluctant age group, which is part of why we have this feature. So thank you for creating a book for this age group. Um, this book actually was inspired by true events. What was the inspiration?
Yeah, so I'm from Philadelphia, and there is a insectarium that used to be in Philly. It has since closed, but a little while ago, it was robbed and they stole thousands of dollars worth of insects, like rare insects. And I was so intrigued by this because I didn't know, first of all, what you would do with the bugs. And then I was also curious of why someone would do this. And then there was talk in the reporting of the incident that it was an inside job. And my brain was just like firing on all cylinders that this is incredibly interesting. And we went there as a family before it closed and got to hold the tarantulas and go in the butterfly museum or in the pavilion. And it was just a really cool experience. So I was like, okay, this is a unique setting for a book. So let's bring this to life.
Is that usually how you pull inspiration for books? Like, is it usually just, or do you have a goal set? Here's the types of books I'm going to do, or is it like, hey, this inspires me, let's write a book?
I'm normally hit by some type of inspiration, and it could be a place that I visit, or it could be something that I randomly stumble upon online. And the idea keeps like, woodpeckering at my brain. And there comes a point where I'm like, okay, like I need to do something with this.
That's very cool. I love that. Like God's just like using that. Yeah. So, are you a bug girl then, like Liberty, the main character? Have you always been interested in bugs?
No, I love animals so much, but I don't like things with a lot of legs. I like butterflies. We've hatched them in my kitchen and then released them. So we've done that kind of stuff, and I think butterflies are very cool. But I don't like spiders. I don't like cockroaches, or I don't know. But it was very fun to learn about them and to write about them, knowing that it's in my book and not in my actual life.
Well, I think it's important too, like, because I have my kids are younger than yours, I think, but just the fact that like we have to kind of act interested that they're so cool so that our kids aren't terrified of them. Like, I think they really do see how we react. So, have you been able to shift your approach a little bit since this?
Well, my daughter loves spiders. She's 11. So I have an 11-year-old and a 9-year-old. My daughter wants pet spiders, like the deadliest, the better. And so whenever there's a spider in the house, I'm the one jumping up on furniture and she's just like scooping it up and like, oh, you cute little thing. Let me take you outside. And I'm like, okay, you handle that, sweetie. So I don't really have to like pretend with them because they're just so on board with
I love that. Yeah.
all animals.
That's good. They're just made that way. Is there something that you were shocked to discover about bugs when you were preparing for this book?
Well, the one really fun aspect is, so we already mentioned Home Alone, and in Home Alone they set pranks and baby traps. So my characters do something similar, but they use bug defense mechanisms in order to do so. So there's like the obvious ones, there's camouflage, but there was also ones where ants will like purposely blow themselves up in order to protect the greater good of their colony. And I thought that was very, very interesting. So one of the baby traps might be a little bit of an explosion inspired by those ants.
Do you think that is there an intention with this book to kind of point people to creation, like to help them understand how God has made things with a purpose?
Yeah, I mean, everything has a purpose. Everything's made for a specific reason. So we see that with like the animals and all the fun facts I bring out. And then another element that I really wanted to do for kids was to like inspire their creativity. So my main character, Liberty, she wants to start a butterfly release program. So when my daughter was reading it, my older one, she was like, "Oh, I want to start a business." And I'm like, "Okay." So she's dreaming up like what it would look like, how it would function. And I like that she was just like inspired and like I thought that was a fun aspect of the book.
Oh yeah, totally. And it's the conversation that can happen between a parent and the reader now to kind of come up with, yeah. Another thing that I noticed is also a great takeaway is courage. What did you want to say? What's the message here for courage for you?
Um, to be brave, but then also to ask for help when you need it. There gets a point where our characters do need to ask for help and they were trying to be a little bit sneaky ahead of time and they realize that okay, I pushed it a little too far. My character does get grounded at the end of the book, but it also works out well in the end of the book.
Yeah, oh yeah. Explain what Cam, this is one of the friends, explain what Cam meant when he said control the controllable.
This is actually a line that I borrowed from my soccer coach growing up. And he used to say that to us all the time. Like when you're in a game, you can't control the fact that it's raining or that the player is bigger or faster than you. Or there's so many different elements that are just out of your control, but you can control how hard you work. You can control your mindset. Or when you get onto the pitch, you work for 90 minutes straight. Like there's just things that are within your control and things that aren't within your control. So control the controllables.
Yeah, that's good. Okay, heading into the summer, because I think the timing for this book is perfect. What are some ways that readers can explore insects? What's sort of your like send off, your benediction, I guess you could say, for readers heading into the summer?
Well, the one thing that Liberty does in the book, like I said, is she has a butterfly release program. And I think that is such a fun thing that families can do together. They have kits online you can purchase, or you can grab, a caterpillar from your backyard. And it's really, really, really fun to watch them go into the cocoon, see how they act when they're within the cocoon. Like if you walk out to them, they might like shake, which is like a defense mechanism, like stuff that you might not realize. And then you can watch them hatch and then release them. It's the whole experience. And I know my kids love it. And I'm sure a lot of different families would love it too.
Well, like you said, when you're targeting middle grade readers, you get bugs, which works, but then you also get the mystery, and you literally are solving who done it. It's a who done it type book, which
You
is
done it.
so fun. Is there another? Is this going to be a series? Is there more? Because I feel like there's a lot you could do with this idea.
It's funny. I had not thought about it doing it as a series, but I have gotten so many readers who have sent me messages and parents and teachers and kids being like, okay, so is there a second book? So I don't know. Maybe that'll be on the horizon, but that's the cool, amazing thing about readers is I don't think readers realize how influential they are to books. The more you talk about it, the more you share about it, review it, buy it, post about it, it really makes a big difference. Readers have a whole bunch of power, and authors love readers when they exert that power.
That's really good. And I think also good, again, heading into the summer, if any of the readers pick up any of these ideas of a program, a business, or even just learn something about bugs and their defense mechanisms, anything from this book, then they should definitely tag you and tag the books. I think that'll
Yeah,
help generate that conversation.
please do. I love to hear from readers.
Very cool. Well, the Bug Bandits, the museum is her home. Her mission is to save it. Jenni
Mhm.
L. Walsh. Thank you, Jenni.
Thank you so much.